friends, today I'm going to show you how to play a chord melody arrangement of Duke Ellington and Billy Strayhorn's Satin Doll. Click the link to get the free PDF with the tabs on my website to follow along with this lesson. I'll be playing high G today, but this arrangement will work on either high G or low G. Just know if you're playing low G, some of the chords will sound a little bit different, but all of our melody notes are on the A string. Now we're going to be in the key of F. If you play baritone, you can play along with Duke Ellington's recording with these shapes, which will be in the key of C. Now this can look like an intimidating arrangement at first, but really there's just three little sections that we need to break down and a few distinct challenges in each. So let's look at the introduction first. The introduction is a play off Duke Ellington's original piano introduction. I've changed it a little bit to fit on uke. If you want to learn exactly what Duke played, we have a lesson on that in the key of C over on the Magic Ukulele Club with Duke's specific voicings that he would play adapted for uke. But we're going to be playing 2-note chords as opposed to the regular 3-note chords. And really it's just 3 chords in the introduction. It's F, G minor 7th, and C, or you can think of it as C7th, even though we don't play the B flat in here. So we're starting out our middle strings on the 5th fret. And then we're going down to a G minor 7th. It's really this big G minor 7th chord, open 2, 1, 1, but we're only playing the inner strings again. Then we're just gonna slide that shape up 2 frets. There's our C. There is most of the introduction, and our rhythm sounds like this: 2, 3, 4. And repeat, 4. Repeat. 3, 4. And then the last time we're just going to go up. We're going to play the same shapes, but we're going to add the A string on this. So the F will stay the same. Then we walk up, G minor 7, slide that same shape up. There's a C major. If you strum the G string as well, it's absolutely fine. Let's try the entire introduction together. 2, 3, 4. And then we're off to our A section. Before you dive into this arrangement, I highly recommend sitting down and learning the single note melody to Satin Doll. You can play the entire melody on just your A string. Go on a fishing expedition and find those notes. If you don't know how it sounds, go listen to a bunch of recordings of the song before you dive into this. Otherwise, you're just playing the notes on a page. You're not playing the song itself. Now there's just a few licks that are in this A section. We start out with this 2-5-1 lick in the key of F. So it's G minor 7th, 3-5, 3-5, to C7th or C9, 3-4, 3-5 is how I'm thinking about. We'll see how the melody factors in a moment. You need to know these basic chords as well as the melody. Now in the video, I'm playing this with a collapsed middle finger because my melody is back and forth between 5 and 3. So if I'm doing that over top of this G minor 7th, I'm playing that by collapsing my middle finger like this. For many of you, this may not be comfortable. So there's always an alternate way to play it, and maybe it works much better for you. I think it makes more sense. My fingers just don't like it as much. We're just playing this G minor 7th as a bar. You can use your ring finger and your pinky or your middle finger and your ring finger, whatever's comfortable for you, your hands, your size uke. You need to experiment with fingerings and see what feels more comfortable for you. And if this bar is down, then we're just lifting up a finger. So we're just moving that around. As I said, I'm doing this. For me, that's more comfortable. Experiment with both and see what happens. Let's try that first little lick together. 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. I'm doing this all with downstrokes. You can of course use upstrokes on the 8th notes as well. And I'll do it with the bar this time. Upstrokes work. There's not a right way to do it. You need to experiment, see what sounds best for you in your playing style. We're not all just thumb players like me. This is actually sort of similar to a Lyle Ritz arrangement, and he played this with a felt pick, so you can experiment with that as well. Now the second lick in here is we go up to A minor 7th and D7th or D9. We're playing the same exact thing. We're just 2 frets higher. If you can conquer this lick, you know the next one. We're just sliding up our hands. Let's try that entire first half of the A section together. 3, 4. Slide it up. Now our next chord is a D minor 7th, but our melody note is a G. So it's going to give us this fun voicing, one of my favorite chords on uke, 7, 9, 8, 10. In this case, it's a D minor 11th chord, but we'll see later in the tune that it could be many different things. It's a very ambiguous voicing used for 6/9 chords, minor 11th chords, dominant 7 sus4 chords. The list goes on and on. And that's why we can't get too hung up on the names of chords, because one shape can be a lot of different things. It all depends on context. So our melody is, it's 10, 8, 10. And I just want to throw a little movement in here. So I'm going to go that fun chord, this minor 6 shape, 7, 8, 8, 8. And if you're thinking of this as just a D minor 7th, I go, well, that's the wrong chord. But it's okay. We don't have to play the right chords. We have to play what sounds good, because what we're doing is putting this concept in motion, because then we're going to end up on this 7, 8, 7, 10. So it sounds like this. Ah, that's fun, isn't it? Let's try that together. 2, 3, 4, 1. See how that first finger really gets to stay anchored the whole time? So we keep some connection to our instrument. And same thing that the pinky, in the way that I'm voicing this chord, in the way that I'm fingering this, stays on the A string. You may find this bar to be more comfortable for that second D minor 7 shape. As we come down to this D flat minor 7, we have this E flat in the melody. So we get this fun chord that is 6, 8, 7, 6. And then we come on down to another really ambiguous chord, 4, 6, 4, 4. And this is actually, that last one is the same shape we just played up here, this big stretchy one. We're just using it in a different context here. It's a G flat 7. Now, again, you might experiment with this. Maybe a bar is better for you here. Maybe individual fingers are better. My fingerings are not the right fingerings. They're what work for me. And then we're resolving to an F chord, except we're going to play what looks like an A minor 7th. And what's happening here is we are substituting a C6th or A minor 7th chord, playing a 6th chord off the 5th, as Barry Harris would say, or we're thinking a minor 7th off the 3rd. Chords don't matter. We make them up as we go along. But this is an F major 9 chord, as it is here. So we get our F major 9 to G minor 7th, A minor 7th, and we just walk down to a diminished chord. So let's hear that last little bit of the A section. Start on our ambiguous chord. In the video, I probably didn't play exactly that turnaround. I'm never going to play what's on the tabs. Don't trust my hands. Look at the music. Use your ears. So let's try this entire A section together, nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. Slide on up 2 frets. Up to that next chord. And then we're just going to repeat that, our second A section, and we're off to the bridge. The bridge of Satin Doll is really the same lick, played twice in 2 different keys. Kind of like the beginning of the A section. It sounds like this. Then it goes up a whole step, just like in the A section. So if we learn the first 4 measures of the tune, or really just the first 2 measures of the tune, you have the second half of the bridge already. We just need to move up our chord voicings. We're starting on my favorite ambiguous chord, is a C minor 7th with an F in the melody this time. Don't get hung up on chord names. I'll link here to my playlist on harmony and arranging if you want to go more in depth into the theory side of this. For now, just follow along. If you like the sound of it, then it's good. It doesn't matter what it's called. So start in the C minor 7th with an F in the melody. And I've arranged this so that you can walk down everything without moving your fingers from the strings. So this is just a little finger independence exercise that I've set up in the bridge. We start here and then go to a diminished chord on the 5th fret. And then we go to this 6th chord shape on the 3rd fret, 3, 5, 3, 5. We played that as G minor 7th earlier, right? We come down to a diminished chord, F7 flat 9 here. So that little walk down. Let's just do that in quarter notes and try to keep your fingers connected to the instrument at all times. 2, 3, 4. It's not so hard when you take it slow, is it? Then we come up, we're just going to change one of the chords. We go to this minor 6 voicing here instead of a 6th chord voicing. Why? Because I felt like it. Back to the diminished. And then we repeat it. That's all. And we come back and we're going to land on this B flat 6 here. So let's take this just as quarter notes. Don't worry about the rhythm right now. 2, 3, 4. Different chord, just a different tension. We repeat. Diminished, minor 6, diminished to B flat 6. And I've just done a little fill here. We come up 10, 12, 10, 12, walk down these chordal voicings. So it's just a little fill over B flat. We really don't want to worry about the names of the chords. There's a sharp 11 in here. It might sound bad, but hey, it works in context, and that's all that matters. You start out on 10, 12, 10, 12, then down to our ambiguous chord on the 7th fret. Slide that shape down, ambiguous chord on the 5th fret, and land on B flat, major 7, 3, 5, 5, 5. So again, is that a nice little sound? So our first half of the bridge is and then we play the same thing up 2 frets. We start on D minor 7th. You already know this part. And then as we land, we're going to land on our ambiguous chord. It is now a C7th because this chord can be anything that you want it to be. So we land on a C7th, and then we just have this little fill at the end that we need to learn. There's a switcheroonie, as Ella Fitzgerald would sing it. So straight across the 10th fret. We've already played this flat 9 with a 13 voicing, one of my favorites, but here we are at 9, 10, 9, 12. This nice 6th chord voicing, 7, 9, 8, 8. And then we come down to our ambiguous chord to end it. Down with that flat 9 on here, so it's 7, 9, 7, 10. I don't think this is the one I wrote in there. I think I wrote this one, but I like this one now that I'm hearing it. So maybe try that one instead, because chords aren't fixed. You can play whatever you want, as long as it sounds good. So the end of our bridge is this. Here's our switcheroonie. Yeah, I like that one better, even though it's not what I wrote. When you're learning this arrangement, don't just play it all the way through a million times. Break it up into small chunks like we've done today. Start with the intro, get that clean. Then start with the first 2 measures of the A section, because if you conquer that, you also have the subsequent 2 measures. Then you can learn the final phrase in the A section. And as we go on to the B, we now know that that's the same phrase repeated twice. So if you learn the first one, you'll already know the second. Break it into these small chunks. Take a week or so with each one, and you'll be playing this arrangement in no time. If you'd like to download the backing track to go along with this and practice the whole month on Satin Doll in a series of 7 lessons, join us over on the Magic Ukulele Club. I'll see y'all over there.